As the Putin's disastrous campaign drags out in Ukraine, it seems that Russian military is falling apart everywhere. The commander of the Akhmat unit, Apti Alaudinov, says that, according to the Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs, Russian military are raping and killing in Kursk region.
Вот я нахожусь сейчас на данный момент на Курском направлении. Я сразу же сходил к начальнику ВВД Курской области и задал ему блок вопросов. Какие у вас проблемы с Ахматом, как только я сюда зашел? Он улыбнулся и сказал, у нас на территории совершено 187 преступлений военными. Это убийство, изнасилование, другое. Ни одного из этих преступлений не совершили бойцы подразделения Ахмат.
Fighters of the 3rd Assault Brigade stopped an armored vehicle during maneuvers in the Kharkiv region. Another tank was located in hiding and neutralized with FPV strikes. A Russian MTLB and infantry hiding in shelters were also destroyed. The commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian armed forces, Syrsky, refuted Putin's claims about the encirclement of Ukrainian forces in the Kursk zone, stating that Ukrainian forces continue active operations there, consistently reducing the enemy's combat capability despite heavy pressure. As of now, Russia has lost close to 18,000 troops there, of which nearly 7,000 are irreversible losses. The statement made by the leader of the aggressor country at the BRICS summit regarding the encirclement of Ukrainian forces in the Kursk region does not reflect reality. This is blatant disinformation that does not represent the actual situation. Ukrainian forces continue active operations in the Kursk direction, consistently degrading the enemy's combat potential for the 3rd consecutive month. Despite intense pressure from the adversary in this area, the occupiers are suffering significant losses in both personnel and military equipment. Specifically, from August 8th to the present, Russian forces in this sector of the front have incurred the following losses. Personnel: 17,819 people, of which irrecoverable, 6,662 people, sanitary wounded, 10,446 people, prisoners, 711 people. Enemy losses in armament and military equipment over the same period: 45 tanks, 256 armored combat vehicles, 565 vehicles, 99 artillery systems, 5 multiple launch rocket systems. Russian telegram channels report that unknown persons shot a Russian Guards Ural truck. By preliminary information, one serviceman was killed, the other was wounded. The shooters escaped. The armed forces of Ukraine are planning to establish a new branch, cyber forces. The concept was discussed by defense officials, MPs, and experts under the leadership of Lieutenant General Anatoly Barhilevich. And this is why. Military cyber specialists conducted a series of cyber attacks on 13 Russian companies supporting aggression against Ukraine. Targets included the manufacturer of personal protective equipment, Roskimzashchita, and the Russian World Ideology Promoting Foundation. Additionally, sites financing Russia, such as Zalog and MFC Joy Money, were hacked. All data obtained during the operation has been handed over to the relevant authorities. Russian industry is under threat of mass bankruptcies of factories, Rostec CEO Sergei Chemezov said on Wednesday. According to Chemezov, who heads the country's largest state industrial holding, the problem for the manufacturing sector is the sharp increase in interest rates on loans, which eat up all profits and do not allow investment. If we sign contracts for products whose production cycle is more than a year, then naturally, the maximum advance payment we receive is 30 to 40%. The remaining funds for producing these products must be borrowed, and with such an interest rate, all the profit that we anticipate is eaten up by the interest that we are forced to pay to the bank, Chemezov said. He was quoted by RBC. If we continue to work like this, then most of our enterprises will go bankrupt, warned the head of Rostec. He noted that the central bank interest rate in Russia is already a record, Since last summer, the central bank has raised the rate 7 times, bringing it to 19% per annum, the highest level since the first weeks of the invasion of Ukraine. At the meeting on Friday, October 25th, the central bank rate will be raised again to 20%. Most economists polled by Reuters are confident, and banks are preparing for an even sharper step, to 21% per annum, which will be the highest central bank rate for Russia since 2003. Official statistics from Rosstat do not yet see any problems in the industry that has gone on a war footing. The country's output volumes increased by 4.5% year-on-year in January-August. And the government has included another 2% growth in production in the draft budget for 2025. However, rising loans pose risks, write analysts at Gazprombank's Center for Economic Forecasting. According to their estimates, half of all corporate loans in the economy have a floating rate tied to the central bank's key rate. This means that along with the tightening of monetary policy, companies' debt servicing costs are growing, and there are risks that businesses will not be able to pay off and will need restructuring, the center emphasizes. In 2025, the central bank's rate may rise to 22 to 23%. Finance analyst Alexander Potovin does not rule out. The main reason is the trillion-dollar injections into the military-industrial complex, which pose a threat of accelerating inflation, he points out. Russia attacks residential building in Kiev with Iranian drone. Building damaged, fire starts in several apartments. There may be people inside.
Emergency services are working. Unfortunately, fire has spread to 2 floors of the apartment. I don't know if those are people who are living there or emergency services, flashlights that you see. Let's hope that they will be able to save the building. I mean, all people are evacuated, but the situation is still pretty dangerous.
The air defense is working in Kiev.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.